many times have we started a new year with the resolution that we are once and for all going to get in shape, only to drop those resolutions as fast as we made them? And why is that? Well, maybe it's because we need an accountability partner. Or maybe it's because we just didn't even know where to start. Well, in today's episode, you're going to learn some easy and doable exercises that you can do immediately and start your journey onto everyday fitness. Welcome to Your Best Life. I'm your host and healthy living correspondent, Beth Schomp. Today I'd like to introduce you to a friend of mine, Stephanie Chad. Stephanie is a concierge personal trainer here in Southwest Florida. Stephanie is also my husband's personal trainer. Recently, Russ started working with Stephanie to build back some muscle mass that he had lost during some recent cancer treatments. So Stephanie, welcome. So glad you're here today. Tell us a little bit about you and your family and why you became a personal trainer in the first place.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored to be here and to work with your husband. So personal training has always been a passion of mine. I've been into fitness since I was a teenager and went to college, got done with college, spent a little bit of time in corporate world and just really missed being active with clients. I was a trainer in college. So after graduating college, working in corporate world, I decided to join my husband, who had already started our business, and I've been doing this for the past 10 years now, just loving being able to go to people and bring fitness to them.
That's great. Now you are also a working mom.
I'm a working mom, so I have two beautiful little children. I have a 6-year-old little girl and a 3.5-year-old son. And they keep me very busy, of course, and so, it's fun for them to see mom and dad in this profession living our best healthful life. We love to eat healthy food. We love to show them how to cook healthy food. We love to have them work out with us. Every weekend we're in the garage doing our workouts together.
Well, you're a great role model for your kids.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get started on some simple exercises that anyone could start immediately today and do.
Perfect, let's do it.
Okay. So let's pretend I'm just starting out, and I really prefer just to work out at my home or I don't have access to a gym or a fitness center. What are some basic exercises that I could do to get me started?
So I think I would pick 4 core exercises, and core meaning really working on the core of the body, from under the chest to under the glutes. So let's start with a sit squat, and this can be done with any chair in the kitchen, dining room chair. You'll pull it behind you. I'm going to use the bench to demonstrate this. You'll have about shoulder width, slightly wider than shoulder width stance, and then you'll sit back in the chair, making sure your knees don't come over your toes as you push your butt to the back and sit, and then stand back up. At the top of the sit squat, we're going to have a nice squeeze of the front of the legs and the butt. To progress this a little bit, we can make it harder. We can just tap the butt and stand right back up without letting the weight go. So there's a couple of levels there depending on where you're starting.
That's
for your
doable.
fitness level.
Sure.
Yeah. Then my very favorite exercise of all times, the plank. So the standard plank is on your elbows and your feet, and you want your back to be parallel to the ground. It's important that we don't have a dipped hip here. It puts a lot of pressure on the back. If it does hurt your back to be completely straight and level with the ground, you can put it slightly up in the air and that'll take the pressure off. I also love a push-up. I know it's kind of a love-hate word for most people, but it's a really good exercise for the back, the chest, the abs. There's a lot going on when you do a push-up. So we want our arms wider than our shoulders, and we want to have the hands fairly in line with the chest when we get to the bottom. The elbows can go out to the side, and then we're just pressing straight up. And this can be progressed by eventually going onto your feet. My final exercise that I love to recommend is a side plank. So we'll show it in the modified version and the full version. On the modified version, we're lining up our elbow and our knee, and our top leg is going to be straight. We'll lift the hips up and hold for approximately 30 seconds or so. You should feel the obliques engage, feel it a little bit in the glutes, the shoulder is working. So this is a fabulous exercise. To progress it, we straighten out the legs and stack the feet and then come into the hold. And all of these exercises, Beth, you could really do for like a minute or so, and just set a timer to keep yourself on track.
Sure.
Do it a few times through. It's a great set.
So a timer could be at your watch, it could be on
Your
the
phone.
clock, anything like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
and that just kind of keeps you on track. And do it a few times through, and it's a great little set.
that's great. So how many times a week should I work out? And when I do work out, how long should those workouts be?
That's a great question, Beth. You know, everybody has their own individual abilities and needs. So it's a little hard to say what one person should do. General guidelines would be if you could be doing weight and resistance training 2 to 4 times a week, and cardiovascular endurance-based training 3 to 5 times a week, that would be fantastic. And also, let's not forget about rest days. They're really important. 1 to 2 rest days for that muscle recovery and mental recovery. That's a really good kind of guideline.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense. Do you ever find that you have some overambitious clients that overdo it in the beginning? What do you tell them?
So overtraining is a real thing, and you usually know it's happening when you kind of start feeling sluggish before workouts. You don't look forward to the workouts. You're sore all the time. Your body feels tired, achy. Those are really good indicators that you're overtraining. Tell people to take a day off.
Right.
The body will have so much greater benefit after a day or 2 of rest than pushing through, tiredness, sluggishness, that overtraining feeling.
Another question. In terms of fueling your body, what sort of things do you recommend someone eat, or should they not eat, before they work out, and then recovery after the workout?
Awesome question. So before a workout, we prefer to have people eating a full balanced meal, carbs, proteins, and fats, but about an hour before you're going to work out, maybe an hour and a half. You want to have that time to digest so you're not feeling so full when you're trying to, do your exercises. After the workout, the most important thing to be getting into your body are carbohydrates. They are quick energy and they aid in the recovery process. Like get your muscles back to feeling good and get rid of that, shakiness feeling and the end of the workout feeling. So
Well, you make it sound so simple. That's awesome.
yes, good.
Okay. So let's talk about equipment. What sort of pieces would I want to have, whether I work out at home or if I'm traveling, I'm on vacation, or I know I'm going to be out for a couple of weeks on a corporate trip. What kind of equipment would I want to have?
So I think a really great idea for people who don't want to have a whole home gym and or are traveling, can't bring a whole suitcase full of dumbbells. I absolutely love these resistance bands. They usually come in a full set, or you can kind of pick and choose which weights you want. They're very affordable. I always get the full sets for about $30. Amazon has them, other places like that. Sometimes the set will come with a door anchor. Sometimes you can buy it separately. But it allows you to almost create a full gym for yourself. This little guy can hang over the door, middle of the door, under the door, creating a cable system which you would see in the gym.
Right.
As you can see, this easily would pack up in your suitcase. You can hang them in hotel doors just as well.
That's great. So why don't you show us some exercises we can do with the bands?
Great. So if you're just using the bands with no door anchor, as we were talking about, your feet can actually serve as the anchor.
Okay.
So we'll stand on the band, try to make sure it's even, and also try to make sure the band is kind of in the middle part of the shoe so it doesn't come flying up at you. Well, I'll show you a couple different things. Let's talk about a shoulder raise. So we'll go to the front and the side. We'll go front shoulder raise, and then when you lower it, it'll come out to the side. It's a great exercise for the shoulders. And just make sure you're using the right resistance on the band. This is a tough exercise, so you might want a little bit of a lighter band. And then we'll talk about a squat, a weighted squat. If you hold the bands up by the side of the shoulders, you can essentially create resistance against the squat. So now we'll push the butt back into a good quality squat and stand tall. Make it a little bit harder, go ahead and add a shoulder thrust at the top. And then I think the final one I'd like to show you is actually laying on the ground. It's an awesome stretch for the chest and the back, but it adds up and becomes an overhead pull exercise. So you'll lay flat, head on the ground, palms facing the legs, pull the band all the way over your head until your arms are straight, and then let it come back carefully and slowly to about the belly button, and then repeat. Those are just a couple of my favorites, actually.
You make it look so easy. It actually motivates me to go out and pull out the bands, and even though I work out, this is something I could do, in my morning before I get moving with my day.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, so So let's pretend I'm a busy mom and I'm running the kids around all day. But I could spare 30 minutes, maybe before the kids get up. What are some exercises I could do for that?
So now you're speaking my language. That is my life. I oftentimes only have about 30 minutes to squeeze in a workout for myself. So how I would recommend that busy mom set her life up or set her workout up is interval style training. So pick 5-6 exercises, kind of make stations out of them, whether they're equipment based or just your body weight, but have them in your head, 5 or 6 exercises. Let's go back to that timer idea. Setting that timer, 1 minute on each exercise, 15-second break, move through it 3 or 4 times. Include cardio in the intervals. So maybe one interval is jumping jacks, maybe one of them's the push-ups, maybe one of them is a wall sit. You know, pick some exercises that you like, 5 or 6 of them, and then just keep running through it until you hit your 30 minutes.
Oh, that makes it easy. Now it's a routine.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's pretend I'm that busy corporate executive.
Okay.
And I'm living out of a hotel all the time.
Okay.
And 30 minutes is just not even comprehensible for me.
Okay.
But I could come up with 10 minutes
Okay.
in my hotel room.
Got it.
Then what would I do?
So 10 minutes is plenty of time for a nice stretch. And also to engage the core a little bit. So back to our little set where we showed the plank and the sit squats, those are all easily done in a hotel room. The light stretch is just so good for somebody who's going to go sit at a desk, sit in a conference or whatever all day long, you know, kind of tucked over like this at the computer. It's a tough day, so the stretch in the morning is helpful. Also, if there are any breaks in the day, whether you're traveling or you're at your desk as a corporate executive, I would recommend a little chair yoga. You know, stand up off the desk, do some poses off of the chair and off of the desk, some neck stretches. Let's get the head out of that forward position for a little bit. Pull those shoulders back, take some deep breaths. You know, let's really just try to engage the body. 5 minutes in between, you know, lunch would not be that much to spare.
Well, in any kind of movement, you're getting that blood flowing.
Yes,
again,
yes.
you know? So that's going to help your brain for those corporate meetings.
Yes.
So sure,
Yes.
absolutely. So Stephanie, what are the benefits of hiring a personal trainer over maybe working out by myself in my home or a gym? Why would I want to hire a personal trainer?
I think the biggest benefit to a client who hires a trainer is guaranteeing good form and reducing the risk of injury. A trainer has the ability to know what type of exercises are going to be best for each person's ability level, and then of course is there to help supervise and make sure that those exercises are being done correctly. And then the trainer can progress the sets as the person's ability increases and grows.
Right, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know for me, I have to have a personal trainer. It holds me accountable. Otherwise, I'm going to get caught up in my list of things to do. And I'm actually one of those people that I love the results of working out. I might not necessarily like the act of working out. So it really holds me accountable. But you really hit a chord with the injury part, because that's the number one reason, other than building muscle mass back for Russ, that's the number one reason why I hired you, is because I need to make sure he doesn't injure himself. He's never worked out with a personal trainer, and although he may think he knows what to do, we don't know what we don't know. So yes,
Sure.
I think we're in agreement on that. So Stephanie, when hiring a personal trainer, what credentials would someone look for?
So I think it'd be important to first of all make sure the trainer is certified and to look at which certification they have. There's 4, 5, 6 bigger ones throughout the industry that hold a little more weight to them. In addition, I think it's also really important to make sure that that trainer walks the walk and talks the talk. Are they healthful themselves? Are they in shape? Do they love to work out? Are they passionate about it? Are they going to give you their full attention when you're training with them, or are they playing on their phone? I think these are all really important elements to finding and looking for the right trainer.
Yeah, that sounds like great advice, because a personal trainer doesn't come for free. And so you're making an investment in yourself. And so we would want to make sure that our money is being spent well and wisely.
That's right.
Great. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And if you have any questions regarding our topic today, please be sure and email me at yourbestlife9@gmail.com. And don't forget, like this video and please subscribe to my channel for more tips on achieving your best life. With love and support, thank you so much for watching. Here's to your best life.